Warhorse Studios has just announced the sequel for Kingdom Come Deliverance. The medieval action RPG set in Bohemia first released in 2018 and has gathered a lot of popularity since. It's become recognised as one of the most realistic RPGs with its unique approach to combat and first-person exploration. Now 6 years later, and the studio has just dropped the first official trailer for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which looks amazing, and we have lots of exciting new details to talk about. In this video, I'm going to discuss everything you need to know about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Before we jump into the key details, one of the most exciting reveals is, of course, the release date. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be releasing this year. Although the exact date has not yet been revealed, I imagine it will be towards the end of the year, but I'm really glad we don't have long to wait. Along with the announcement trailer, Warhorse also released a 10-minute video where different developers as well as the main voice actors revealed some exciting details about the game, so let's break that down. Firstly, let's talk about the world and overall scope of the game. The sequel is going to be bigger and better than the first game. Kingdom Come Deliverance had 3 hours of cutscenes, but the sequel will have more than 5 hours. Now, a bigger game means a bigger map, and it's been confirmed that the open world map will be twice the size than that of the first game. That's really exciting news, as the world was one of the best parts about the first game. The historical attention to detail in a beautiful setting blended with first-person exploration made it a joy to play. Of course, the sequel will still be set in medieval Bohemia, but there are multiple new locations. It looks like the map will be split into 2 large areas. The majority of the story will take place in the city of Gutenberg. When talking about Gutenberg, the game's director said that it's really big, even too big in my opinion. Gutenberg will be bigger than anything we saw in the first game, and it's one of the richest cities in Bohemia because of the silver mines that are nearby. It's great to see the impressive historical attention to detail being carried over into the sequel, as Gutenberg was one of the most historically significant Czech cities. Another part of the map will include the lands known as Bohemian Paradise. In the reveal video, we saw some really beautiful areas of nature. Peaceful environment with plenty of secrets to uncover sounds perfect, and I can't wait to explore it. We also saw a sneak peek of Trotsky Castle, which is another real castle located in the Czech Republic. In the trailer, we saw briefly a battle take place outside the castle, so this area will definitely be in the game. A unique selling point of Kingdom Come Deliverance was the ability to wander around the wilderness and really take in the world with little interruption from bandits and enemies. It looks like Warhorse is taking the same approach to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. The world will feel like a real place and will be encouraged to explore the countryside and just enjoy taking in that medieval world. Kingdom Come was such a special game as it really focused on making you feel like you were immersed in living a medieval life, and I can't wait to experience the same thing in the sequel. Kingdom Come 2 will continue Henry's story from the first game, but it will be much longer and much more epic. First game saw issues with the nobility and bandits in smaller villages, but now we'll move on to the problems of knights and kings. Although it continues the story from the first game, the sequel has been written in such a way that you can play it and understand the story without having played the first game. But if I were you, I would definitely play the first game if you haven't already, as it's such an incredible experience and you can build that connection with Henry. Overall, in the first game, we saw Henry go from a young peasant to a man who had something to fight for. Warhorse have said that we will watch Henry grow into a warrior in the second game. From what we see in the trailer, it looks like Henry is still haunted from the events that take place in the first game, so it will be interesting to see how he navigates that in the sequel. The story summary on Warhorse's website gives some good insight into what we can expect. Kingdom of Bohemia, early 15th century, chaos has befallen the kingdom. As invaders pillage this ungoverned land, sowing fear and terror, Henry of Skalitz seeks revenge for his murdered family. Now a trusted member of the rightful king's allies, Henry is sent to escort Sir Hans Capon on a diplomatic mission. After they are ambushed and nearly killed, the 2 young men embark on a series of perilous adventures, putting their skills, characters, and friendship to the ultimate test. It does sound more epic than the first game, and it looks like we'll be spending a lot of our time with Hans, which is really nice. They've also described the sequel as a behemoth of a game that has much more energy and action than the first game. From the trailer, it definitely looks like there'll be more action than in the first game, with bigger battles as we deal with bigger kingdoms. Now, as you progress through the story, you can actually shape Henry's character and personality to how you want it to be. You can be friendly and diplomatic, or you can be a thieving criminal. One thing you may need to consider though is that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be a highly reactive world. The crime system has been updated since the first game and it looks super impressive and realistic. You can now gain a reputation based on your actions. For example, you can develop bad reputations for drinking and thieving. As with many great RPGs, your actions will have consequences. NPCs will react and respond differently to you based on how you behave, and they will even remember the type of person you are. There was a good example of this in the reveal trailer. You can see here this NPC pointing at a dead body in front of us, probably accusing us of killing this person. In this area, we will probably be treated differently if we've killed an NPC here. Next up, let's talk about the combat. Now, the first person combat in Kingdom Come is quite unique to say the least. It's ultra realistic and historically accurate as it reflects the medieval sword fighting style. While it does take a while to master, it is very rewarding once you get the hang of it. As Warhorse describes it, it's authentic combat. Feel the clash of steel as you engage in visceral combat in thrilling, real-time battles. Attack on foot, on horse, or by stealth as you master a range of authentic weapons and combat styles. Specialise in elegant sword forms, brutal blunt weapons, or deadly ranged attacks. The first game had a small selection of melee weapons as well as a basic bow for long range. I'm super glad to report that there have been some additions to the combat for the sequel. We don't have too many details yet, but the studio is adding in crossbows as well as some early firearms. The crossbows will be super useful for battles and those tricky situations where there is more than one enemy and you need to get some range. And we can even use them on horseback like we see in the trailer. We got a sneak peek at the early firearms, and whilst they look super basic, they will hopefully deal a lot more damage than the standard melee weapons. At the end of the trailer, we see a small part of the castle get blown up, so it definitely looks like we'll be able to use gunpowder on the battlefield and to blow up different areas. And lastly, some small details that don't really fit into any category but are still worth mentioning. Like the first game, you can customise which of Henry's skills you want to work on. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be adding at least one new skill. It's been confirmed that there will be a new blacksmith skill. In the first game, you could sharpen your sword, but now it looks like we'll be able to create our own weapons. And lastly, it's important to note that on release, Kingdom Come 2 will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, including Steam and Epic Games. What are your thoughts on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 so far? And are you a fan of the first game? I'd love to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more RPG gaming news. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.